Today's build is brought to us by Koji, who pretty much just wants me to lose his Voltar. Hey everybody, it's Kenobi here, bringing you an episode of Pick My Build. Thanks to Koji for bringing me this build. He wants me to start off with Solar Tree and Dreams of Greed. It's a pretty standard Voltar start. Gets pretty good for getting Solar quickly in the beginning of the game, but that's almost about as good as you can get. I do have some surprising results for this build video though. So, start off, and I've got some pretty good allies, a Scourger and a Vinian Spike. This match actually is pretty good. I can hang around the Scourger for a long time and really heal him up. And yeah, it just starts off like a beginning match. We're just waiting for the droids to spawn. Our Vinny kind of goes off and grabs some extra solar for his build. I'm just hanging around. I know it's pretty much a death sentence for me to push really hard as Voltar, especially since I can't get the Healbot right away. So it's a good idea for me to just kind of stick around first, stick around an ally. There's nothing that a whole lot of us can do to each other right now. None of the big bursts have been brought out yet. So it's more important that I just stick around and keep my allies high so we can keep the droids off of each other, off of our turrets especially. So our enemies are getting a pretty good push here in the beginning, but thanks to Vinny's Solar Cloud keeping the enemy's droids at bay with its blind, it kind of helps equalize the matchup. But still, they managed to get through. I'd have to say it's pretty hard to commentate on Voltar, I'm not gonna lie. All I do is sit here and go, not much I'm doing because I don't even have any of my action skills right now. Just kind of healing. Of course, with the Raylan, I know how important it is to not push as hard as I can because Raylan kind of makes a Voltair's job difficult. With that piercing snipe, I'm trying to say defend, not help. But I'm using a controller and I forgot which direction defend was. Now, I'm not gonna lie here, Koji, I'm sorry, I messed up the build order. I only practiced once, and I kinda got into a little bit of a panic in this match. And I ended up forgetting the build order, but the heart's there, I promise. Now, in regards to that Raylan, with the Pierce on Snipe being natural, it's kinda hard to come out and push, especially since I don't have any reliable regeneration. I mean, I can put down my Healbot and start getting some HP back, but it doesn't really help. Right over there, you saw me. I actually tried to body block that Lone Star. I didn't want him to get away. I knew he was in a bad position. I don't know what I was doing going up there. I think I wanted to check on our Vinny, and I realized how bad of an idea that was about halfway up, and I decided to come back down. I figured our Vinny could actually just handle himself anyways. There was no real point to me going up there. Then I'm just getting poked by that Raylan, but it's not that big of a deal. She doesn't have her max snipe yet. Here we get a nice little set on the turret, but I know it's time to back off. I jump up here in case the Raylan wants to snipe and get a good angle where she can't pick at me. I tend to stay up on the middle platforms because it's a nice good place to still drop your Healbot and still get your allies and your droids. Here I'm body blocking the Raylan. I don't want her to escape, but it looks like she had a shot preloaded from Time Rift that was kind of a lot of damage right at just a single shot. But it also looked like the Scourger might have gotten hit by the droids a bunch, and droids in packs can really do some damage if you're not careful. So, being down a Scourger, I know it's important just to stay behind. You don't want to be caught alone as Voltar. There's nothing you can do. Even with droids, you really just gotta hang back, you know. When you're playing with Voltar, you want to make your allies 1.5 times as better as they are to make up for the fact that there's only going to be 2 people actively attacking. Now, still, 45 damage on Snipe, not a big deal. I can push out a little bit here. And we end up getting a nice droid train. I don't know if it was really me. I feel like I was doing pretty well. This build doesn't have any heal upgrades. So all the well, that's not true. It's got one. It's the heal over time that I eventually get later on in the game. Other than that, there's not a whole lot that brings my healing power up. So as much as I'm doing now is pretty much it. I don't really like the heal over time upgrade. I think there's a lot better stuff you can spend it on. Now here's where it's good. Here's I'm just body blocking that Lone Star, helped him out in the beginning, and BAM! Scourger gets him. I'm able to keep him topped off. Leon probably wants none of that with me and a Scourger. I know I'm not actively a threat by myself, but keeping the Scourger topped off can help the damage, or it can help the battle go in the Scourger's favor. Again, I say help. I just really wanted people to defend. But I think this is where I start messing up the build. I was supposed to get droids first. I think knockback was the next one. You can check on me. Again, Koji, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mess up on the build order, but yes, your build does suck as Voltar. I mean, it's got, and then it surprisingly works too. Here's the funny thing, is once I started getting knockback on my droid, or on my heal droid, that's when things started to actually turn around for our favor. We were already getting pretty good pushes, but this knockback on the heal wave really makes a difference if it's positioned right. I mean, the only thing I can really complain about is you put knockback on heal with the damage on Healbot. And of course that obviously doesn't work because you don't want to be knocking people out of your damaging field. So obviously that's a build that doesn't quite work. Here I am body blocking the Lone Star again. Not quite. Oh no, it was enough actually. But now that the Raylan's got max damage snipe, is more important than ever I stay above at least 50% health. I know at this point I don't have enough HP to actively take more than 2 snipes. And if this Raylan is going what I probably think she did, she probably went cooldown as well, so I don't want to stay around the middle too long. Though the middle is a pretty important it's a pretty important thing to keep. Here I am setting my Healbot behind the turret. It's got just enough push to keep the droids off the turret, but not enough push to push them out of the re-shielding range. So droids won't get their health back. That's why I actually started to like this. And there was a little bit of a glitch there. I don't know why the snipe ended up looking like that. It would be pointless for me to go back again right now. I know that if I just stay behind, my allies will have this sort of healing pool. I don't need to always be out. If I can just run out and drop a Healbot and get my HP above half, I know I can come in and help my allies out without just being stuck to a turret. It's more important that I'm stuck to a turret than dead though, because at least my allies will have somewhere to retreat to where they know they can get some health back. I'm better alive than dead at any point. See, like right here I can heal him. I know he's going back, but in certain cases, if we could just run behind a turret and get you up a little bit of health. I thought my Vinny would be a little closer to home, but it wasn't really, so I just decided to retreat. Putting the Healbots out to make sure the droids won't come back in, or the enemy droids won't rush us down, and we get some nice burst down on those droids and get out. Here I put the Healbot in the middle, kind of it makes this nice little separation, where basically we can say this area is our area, nobody can come into this area. And it actually really helps out. Here I like I said, I like to stay up high, especially when there's Raylan, because it makes Voltar a little less of a target, because if everybody's down at the bottom with all the droids dealing all the damage, it's really more beneficial for any sniper to snipe against the group rather than just going after the Voltar. See, here she gets a snipe off me, but I'm not too worried. I can get my health back up, but I'm kind of getting nervous, and my health isn't exactly where it wants to be. The Leon and the Lone Star seem to be ignoring me though. Not necessarily ignoring me, but rather they can't get to me, so I'm not worried about anybody coming down and attacking me. So I'm pretty comfortable. I know pretty much the only biggest threat is that Raylan right now, because she can snipe through everything that I got and still manage to hit me. So I'd say it's pretty important that I keep my health up, because I'm not worried about anybody else hitting me. Even if I'm at a smidgen of health, I can probably survive, but chances are I'd run behind a turret. Now, kind of useless for me to have dropped that droid there, but it did push back the Lone Star and Leon. If anything, it was just one giant stall. And here's my first death, unfortunately. The Raylan does get a nice shot off of me. It looks like she actively targeted me. That's what I would do, honestly, if there was a Voltar that was doing good, is to make sure you take him out. Now, I'm pretty sure that's where I ended up messing up the build order. I don't think I was supposed to get health back surprise as late as I did, but... or as early as I did, rather. But this is also where there's another, like, turning point. Thankfully, looking down at the minimap, I was checking out... it looks like my allies were able to keep everything off of everyone. So we ended up still holding out. Our turret isn't there. I showed up just in time to start healing up this soldier. Excuse me. I just ate dinner. In case you're curious, I had tacos and it was wonderful. I made it myself. Anyways, just in time. This is where everything starts going really good. I actually never really considered how good Healbot surprise is, or health pack surprise. To be able to drop down a health pack is actually really good. And it's a shame because I know it's not really used. It doesn't come out if the enemy destroys it though, but it's pretty underused, I would say. I don't think I really know of other Voltairs who use it. And Healbot surprise, health pack surprise, actually makes a pretty decent, pretty decent. It's just decent. It heals your droids, it heals everyone else. It kind of has this weird area of effect heal, where if a droid picks it up, it seems to spread out to other droids. It's a mass 50 heal. Even Genji can't top that, and the only requisite is that it needs to survive long enough, and that's unfortunately counterintuitive to a lot of Voltar's design, where he puts the Healbot down, and he wants it out as long as it can be. The one upgrade that I would love to pair it with would be the one that makes the Healbot have more HP so it can drop that surprise pack. But along with that upgrade, I believe comes with the longevity upgrade, so it has more HP and stays out longer, and that doesn't quite work out so well. Because you don't want the health thing to stay out longer, because then it can be destroyed easily. Because there's more chance for the health pack to not drop because somebody destroyed it. But still, being able to throw out basically a 50 health pack every so often is a lot more helpful than I thought. Now here's where I start being a little riskier. I want to put the Healbot up close, because I know with the knockback I can create a semi-wall, if you will, and keep the enemies back while our droids and our allies push. So I start putting up my Healbot a little closer instead of staying behind. I know I can get sniped like that, and this is where I start to stay back. I'm like, okay, the Raylan might have another snipe. I'm going to stay up high and make myself less of a target. Because if I'm up there and the Raylan spots me and she can get me, then I'm pretty much toast. So it's better I stay on my half when I'm on half HP. Overall, this is a pretty good match. I didn't expect to get far with my other videos and my other characters that I've been doing and all the other builds. I've just been having some weird matches. I'm not going to spoil anything really for the other ones, but it seems like every time I start recording, something funny happens. But the same goes with any of the Unsynergetic videos I do. The bots will do something weird, the creeps will do something weird. But here we are getting a good push, keeping my allies' health high. That's what makes Voltar really fun. I love Scourger. I love to punch. I love the feeling of knowing that I don't need a weapon to destroy someone. I just kind of drop my fist down and everything dies. That's a pretty good feeling. But Voltar gives a good feeling too. I feel like I did play a really big part in this match, and that's what makes it fun. We finally get our first turret down, and right here with the pulsing to make things to the knockback on Healbot, that's a really good spot right there. It still manages to catch the droids on the bottom. Nobody can jump up and retaliate against you. They're kind of just stuck, unless they manage to actually destroy the Healbot. Unfortunately, that Raylan got the Healbot right there. But we are making a nice solid wall of impenetrability. We're not pushing as hard. It's kind of difficult for us to make hard pushes because we are technically down one player. I'm Voltar. I may have droids. I don't use them well. Like right there, I probably could have gotten that Lone Star, but instead I forget that I actually have droids and that they actually do stuff. But oh well, right? I mean, if I was going for perfection, I wouldn't even be posting these kind of videos. Because pretty much every build, pick my build video that I've done, I've lost every single match. It's a wonder I'm not sitting in League 4 right now. But I'm pretty happy in League 3. It's nice. It's not too competitive and it's not too easy either. But I do get worse teammates from time to time. Especially because you're always going up against League 2s, and League 2s, they pretty much know what they're doing. A lot of League 2 should be in League 1 anyways. Anyways, all my allies are gone. This is not a good time for me to go anywhere outside of my turret. I need somebody to attach myself to. This is kind of a difficult spot. Putting that Healbot there, kind of like putting the Healbot in front of their turret on the same platform, is just... You put it there and it makes an impenetrable wall. It's a good solid surface to keep everybody away. And this is why AI Station is... I know it has this really nasty choke point where that Skullger's at right now, where it's really hard to push forward with the right enemies. With Durple putting down snares and Yuri's putting down mines, it just becomes this choke point that you can do nothing about. It can be an issue. Excuse me, I probably burped on camera, on microphone, whatever. But I still like AI Station. Maybe that's because I play Skullger, and Skullger's really good at AI Station. Especially with Axe Throwing Trophy being able to take enemy from one side of the map to the other side of the map on your turret and pin them down and kill them. But that's just also because I love Skullger. But anyways, here I'm kind of sitting by the stairs. I don't really want to go out too far. I know that Raylan can probably snipe me from there. I know if I go down a little bit lower, the Raylan won't be able to hit me. It's a lot of, we've got a big thing on the forums right now where we're going very much anti-snipe, and I understand that. Snipe's a pretty difficult thing to avoid. I kind of understand where people are going for. It's really frustrating to have something that's just, bam, gotcha. 75 damage. It's certainly not the highest, but it's certainly not the hardest to hit with. Here I'm like, nope, I saw that Leon go invisible. I know that Raylan could probably get me again. I'm not pushing, I'm leaving. Thankfully, my Vinny decides to follow me. Probably made that Leon think twice about actually chasing me, or perhaps he was just preoccupied with something else. Here's where it kind of starts falling a little bit apart. Our Skullger goes down. If I stayed, I might have been able to help, but I know it would have been better for me to stay alive rather than die. I could get there twice as fast. Our Vinny here just kind of doesn't make it, and this is where it kind of starts falling apart for us. Because, you know, you make one mistake in Awsomenauts sometimes, and that's all it takes. Even if you seem to be snowballing the enemy, if you mess up, not much you can do. So you really gotta play it as if every mistake you make would be your last. So our health is going down. There's not much I can do at this point other than throw down my Healbot and hope that the pulses will stall for time, and it actually did work out pretty well. Our turret took probably a good 50% our HP from being there, 50-60%, but the Healbot kept everything pulsing back. They may be able to hit it a few times, but I think the damage was a lot less now that I could keep the droids away for a little bit. Not to mention that it got more time for our droids to come in, and just less time. Less time against the turret, the better. We didn't want them to have any more chance after this. So, oh, there's the Raylan. I don't want to be around it. I'd rather flee than have any form of confrontation. I know I cannot take that Raylan. I set the Healbot in the time rift, and I kind of wondered to myself, does that make the Healbot last longer and heal more? But, probably not. That'd be an interesting thing to test. Maybe I'll do that for Unsynergetic. Maybe I'll do quirky things that happen. But we've got a good push here. I take the health pack. I kind of didn't want to, but I think I kind of floated into it, so it doesn't really matter. Their turret goes down. I don't know what happened to that Lone Star, but he maybe didn't see his health go down so fast, but I know if I was in a position like that, I would not have stayed. That was kind of terrible. Maybe he just kind of gave up, but I want to drop my Healbot from up high. I know staying down low is not a good idea, and Healbots drop, so no point in staying down, because if we stay down, then I'm just going to get destroyed. Kind of like that. So Leon finally has his sights on me, and I'm like, nah, I'm not going to deal with you. I'm just going to hang around, but he gets me with a nice tongue right there. That was a shot I didn't see. Thankfully, it wasn't very strong. I grabbed the health pack to tank the sniper shot. I know that Leon's around, but here's like, I just wanted to get my Healbot down, and now I know I'm toast. Throw my droids against the base. We get a huge run. I'm glad I was able to drop my Healbot down because the match is over. So there you go, Koji. Don't ever make me do that again.